Hey, buddy, I think we're live, so I'm just gonna kind of start talking and see how it looks. So, hey, quick explanation. I was actually just recording a new video for the channel. I was going to do a new Mystery Science Theater 3000 review for Beyond Atlantis. And funny story, I stupidly didn't charge the battery, so it died within a minute of recording. So I got to recharge the thing again. So I don't have a video to shoot. I'm not going to be able to shoot it tonight. So I thought I might take this opportunity to do like a live show for a bit and discuss what's going on with that whole what do you call it, the DC Comics film universe and stuff like that. It was being called the DCEU for a while, then it was DC Universe, and I don't know what they're planning. So I thought, since I really don't talk much about DC anymore, I thought I might be just kind of kick back with a couple of Arizonas and maybe discuss things for a few minutes and see if anybody bothers to show up to watch. So hey, I got a bunch of comics today. Haven't had a chance to read them. I'm like 2 weeks late, so uh, actually have a few busy days ahead of me. Probably won't be able to get the video out until maybe Monday if I'm lucky. So I just kind of want to warn you. Just doing my best to get stuff out as slowly as possible. So let me just double check here, making sure. It looks like cool. I have a video going on. That's good news. So, okay, cool. All right, there we go. Um, yeah. So, hey, there's this thing going on called like DC Universe, and I um, I think they made some mistakes. So I don't want to like really harp on this too much because I was kind of out of the whole DC thing pretty early on. Like I was actually already out of the comics by the time the Snyderverse came onto the scene. Um, I was hoping that would kind of get me recharged in the whole thing, but that did not really happen. So um, I kind of just want to, see where things are going. There were a couple of films here and there I saw Birds of Prey after the whole thing kind of started to, yeah, come apart. And I really love Birds of Prey. I think that's a very good film. So I just wanted to see, where things were going here and there for the last couple of years. And it's, I don't know, it was kind of a mess. So where are we right now? Let's see. Take a look here. Okay, here we go. Uh, hey, hey, you got three people watching. That's cool. I think one of them is me. So that's good. So let me just make sure this is all muted. Okay, cool. I hope every. Oh, hey, Marianne, how you doing? Thank you. Always showing up to the live shows, no matter how long it takes me to do another one. And I actually am kind of working on a plan to like do a weekly show again live because I think that's probably the best show for me to do like uh, comic news. I think that's probably the best method to do it. But I don't know. I have no idea when to air these things, frankly. I was going to do them on Sundays, but I do have a couple of Sundays where I'm very busy. I'm busy this Sunday and I'm busy next Sunday. So, hey, let's see. All right, Marianne, we are talking about the DC film news stuff. And of course, this has been like, this is still, as I'm recording this, as I'm streaming live, this news is still kind of like, kind of active, really. So I've been hesitant to really like. I didn't do I didn't do like a quick news video about it because this is still like a moving story. So I mean, I don't want to be one of the million dipshits out there who like has this extreme point of view and it's not related to anything that's actually happening. Which you may have noticed we do that a lot. Let's see. Hey Manos, what are your thoughts on bailiffs from Owl House, especially after the special? Let's see. He is not great. He's not a good person. Oh, I'm curious as to see if he really is going to be the big bad at the end of the series because I know at the end of season two, people going, "Oh well, the like collector is going to be the big bad." But with the first episode of season three, it's like I don't know, maybe he is truly. I think he will get killed. That's kind of me, especially if he stays more inhuman like, then standards and practices will go, well, people don't usually look like muck monsters, so that's fine. We can kill that guy. He's also a fascist, so who cares? Nazi lives don't matter. So, yeah, witch hunter lives don't matter. So we'll see. I don't know. I think that's kind of where we're going with that. I think he's going to retain his lead villainship, and he's going to get killed. At least it's kind of what I hope for. So hey, I don't have any notes, but essentially I've been kind of following this a little bit, where the news went down yesterday, I think it was, where they're not going forward with the Aquaman series after two comes out, and Shazam 2 and Wonder Woman 3 isn't coming out as it was. I forgot the wording of it, but it essentially as it had been designed or something like that. Hey, Chris, it's good to see you. I don't usually hit you on live shows. It's good to finally we can hook up. Um, so um, the thing is, I think this is still up in the air. I think this is still very fluid, and I think James Gunn has like he came out with an interesting tweet like earlier today where he said, "Hey, some of the news is true, some of the news is not true, and we're going to be very honest. We're not going to please everybody." And I think that's a very as a leader of this franchise, I think that's a very smart way to go about it. You have to be honest with yourself and with your fans and your followers that you can't please everybody. And I really do believe in that adage when you try to please everyone, you end up pleasing no one. And that's what DC, not just the film franchise, but DC in general, just seems to always be trying to please everybody. And is anybody pleased? How many people are super happy with what's been going on? Um, Not to the extent of fans of other fandoms and such like that. Um, so yeah, I think he needs to draw a line in the sand, and I think what's going to happen, and this is just me speculating. So please take this with a grain of salt. I'm just a guy with a tiny, tiny, tiny following that no one pays attention to. I feel like they're making like a drastic cut and they're cutting the cord between them and the previous version of the DC film universe, which I think needs to be done because, as we've seen in the comics, when they don't do a clear distinction in their reboots, there's a lot of confusion between fans and creators. So, and that only creates more hostility, and you need to sever it completely. So, I think that's what's going on. And it's quite possible we're still going to be seeing some of the creators continue to do the films. Like, I feel like it's still possible Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot will be coming back for another Wonder Woman, but it will be completely different um, than what they were planning to do. Because what they were planning to do was, the first one takes place during World War One, the second place takes place during the 80s, and they were very gradually getting to the present with the rest of the Snyderverse, but now the Snyderverse isn't there for them to get to. So they might have to change all that. They might have to completely just scrap And I think that's what's happened. They've scrapped what they were going to do for three, and now we may get with the same crew a whole new Wonder Woman 3 with a whole new idea. And for the advantage that they have is the films that they have made, not Gal Gadot in Justice League and Batman versus Superman, but just the Wonder Woman films. They have been completely their own thing, and they could be building up to a present not connected at all to this. So that is in their advantage. So um, we could be seeing that. I don't know about the Aquaman film, although here's the thing: it's very possible that uh, like everybody's fired. Like we're just like, hey, I'm sorry this didn't work, but we have to make the clean cut. And I'm not surprised that the Batman film, the Pattinson Batman film, is separate from this. I think that's man. I think that's just such a good idea. It was. This is when about a year or so ago, like when it looked like they were going to do everything, and they were kind of going to spread this idea of no continuity from the comics to the films. Like, hey, let's just throw everything up and see what works. That's not a good idea. You have to have some parameters to work with when you have a shared universe. You can't just go, hey, everybody can do what they want, because that gets confusing real quick. And you don't understand what the rules are. You don't understand what the character stakes are. Like, or like, hey, this character going through this moment, is this the same character that went through this moment in this other story? I don't know. So I don't know, where the emotional stakes are anymore. And that's the clear advantage that the MCU and the Marvel comics have, that they've kind of like stuck to that. And that's your advantage of being able to keep a tight leash. And I know there's some disadvantages with doing that, doing a tighter continuity. But as we're seeing in real time, like this is what happens when you have like such a loose, sloppy take on continuity. Let me see. I got a few questions up here. I got Marion and Mount Vernon Kid talking. So let's see what's going on here. Let's see. Pops kind of creep me out. I'm sorry. My pops creep you out. Oh, let's see. Nothing is truly solid. We have to wait and see. And yeah, I agree. I think that's my attitude as well. I think I know what's going on, but I don't obviously know what's going on. So I think it's kind of like a good idea to kind of keep a level head about this. Gunn wants a fresh start, as you can clearly see, and I wouldn't be against this. You don't want to ride something's coattails and try and continue to tread, aka the Snyderverse. One thing that was there, this is Marion McDaniel. One thing was there any moments in special? Oh, and thanks to them that you thought were emotionally hard to watch. Let's see. I just want the new DC films to be good. Oh yeah, that's true. I will not watch the Flash film. And oh man, let me get to a couple things first. The stuff around Flapjack at the end, I think, was a bit hard to watch, especially when Flapjack's afraid to go near the possessed hunter. And those moments are a bit delicate. But hey, let's see. As far as like the Flash film, man, I don't know. Geez, it's kind of hard to tell. It's got Michael Keaton Batman in it. God damn it! If Michael Keaton Batman wasn't in it, then that would have been an easy pass for me. But now that he's supposed to be in it, it's like, and the Batgirl film isn't coming out, as far as I can tell from this point in time. That would be my only chance to see him. Damn, that's frustrating. I don't know. Maybe I can just find a YouTube compilation in like 2 minutes after it hits streaming. So maybe, I don't know. I don't want to see it. I don't want to support it. And I'll be honest, God, I don't know. I mean, I haven't heard anything lately about the Flashpoint film. So, I mean, is that still a thing? Is that going to be not making the cut? Because this film was the thing Warner Brothers put everything into, which is why they put up with all of what's his name? What's their name? Uh, all their bad behavior and stuff like that, and even covering up for them, which I don't think is cool. Just so they can make this movie, just so they can turn around things, and yeah, where'd that go? So I don't know. It's very possible that you could just, I don't know. DC has this habit of using like changing continuities, beginnings and endings. They need to do it in story. They need to do it in universe. And I don't know, they could just stop making the movies and then start making new movies. And okay, James Bond doesn't have to like fight a time dimension villain every time they want to change actors. So I don't know. To me, they don't have to do that, but I feel like they'll probably do something. And yeah, right now, I think it's still possible that we could still get Wonder Woman 3 in a new context, in a new story, and Patty Jenkins just completely like scrapping what she was going to do. Man, she had to like rewrite and scrap and postpone Wonder Woman 84, and then that comes out and is fair at best. And that movie, I think, was delayed like a year or two. And now, she's getting going for Wonder Woman 3, and then this stuff happens. Good Lord. If she even wants to make the third one, hats off to her. I wouldn't blame her for being just completely disgusted with the whole thing and just like, okay, I'm done. You apparently do not know what you want to do, and I'm just going to head out. So, with that said, that's kind of what Ezra Miller. Thank you. Almost forgot their name. Thank you, Blue Guardian. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on with my opinions right now. And I'm kind of taking a wait and see approach with the thing. So, like I said earlier at the start of this video, I don't think anybody was watching at the start of this video. I had, let's see, I was recording a Mystery Science Theater review, and I stupidly forgot to charge the battery. So I'm not going to be able to record a video today. So I'm going to be late on the next two videos. I had three videos. I got the Mystery Science Theater review, I got Wednesday review, and new comic book reviews. And I'm late on all that stuff. So I apologize. I am not the best YouTuber, but I'm doing my best. So I am planning also to make more live videos where I can talk about more news of the day. I think doing live videos, I think, is probably the best because it's live, it's action packed, and it's a little easier to produce and get going. I don't have to edit anything, and I can also talk to the viewers, like you good people. Hey, Austin. Hey, how you doing? I have a feeling that Gunn is going to learn lean more into a Silver Age JLI angle, for which I am very excited about. Yes, I think if you get to see what he does and the tone he does in the Suicide Squad film, I think that's probably going to be very indicative. Now, keep in mind, Suicide Squad is a darker team and a darker mentality. Now, let's say he uses that tone for a lighter type of material like Justice League or Superman or some of the others. We'll get to see that. And you know what? I think film audiences who have never picked up a comic book, I think they have gotten to the point where they can take silly things seriously and have fun with it. And there's all this hand-wringing that's been done over decades of superhero films and comic book films of like, oh, the audiences won't take it seriously. And I think over the years, through the Spider-Man films, over at Sony and the MCU and some of the DC films, I think we have proven that no, audiences can like take a giant starfish seriously and have fun with it. It's like, we've had decades of silly, weird things being threats or being some sort of incident going on in other films that aren't comic book related, and we seem to be fine with it. So I think we can probably move on and actually do this. And I think Gunn has that. Gunn is one of those type of creators that like understands that line between serious drama and silliness and camp and action. And not every creator can do that. I don't know why, but not every creator can kind of ride that line. And I think Gunn does that very well. And I think in the films that he won't direct, um, if he directs any more from here on, I think he is able to produce and kind of like help kind of guide along, like the Peacemaker series. I think is a good example of what we can probably expect, where we'll touch on serious subjects, we will touch on serious ideas, but don't forget it's fun. It's like a guy who dresses up in a stupid costume and hits another guy with another stupid costume. So you can't, you shouldn't edgelord it that far. And I think that was the mistake right out of the gate. Was they went in this completely wrong direction. I think the DCEU, the idea is to be deconstructive of superheroes, even though we haven't constructed our idea of superheroes. So I don't know what we're deconstructing. And I think that was a flimsy rock to build off of. And I think that's kind of where we're heading. I'm going to do, this is going to be a short show because I just kind of wanted to get some ideas out there. And I just want to say to fans, like, don't get too excited or scared or anything like that. I think we're still kind of in a process of flux. And I do believe there is kind of a plan that they're putting together, but I do apologize to anybody who prefers the Snyder era of films, and I do think that's over. I think they're kind of they figured out how to divorce themselves from it, and I think they're going to move on. And you can take solace in the fact that Snyder makes films elsewhere, and he will always make films the way he does, and those films still exist. Although granted, actually, I used to always say, hey, the films will always exist. We'll be able to find them somewhere. And I don't know, with Batgirl, I guess it shows maybe a film can't exist. Maybe it can be lost. But I don't know. If people want to see it, they will get to see it. So with that said, I guess. Anyway, let's see. I'm going to be a little late. My schedule got pushed back a little bit. I had a couple of days and I didn't utilize them correctly. Coming up in the next few days, I'm going to be doing a review of Mystery Science Theater 3000 Beyond Atlantis, as well as Wednesday, I'm going to do a full spoiler review of the first season of that show. And I'm going to also be doing 2 weeks of comic book reviews, a lot of Marvel stuff, including like Dark Web, Captain Marvel, new Miles Morales Spider-Man's in there too. So anyway, I'm going to get going. Thank you for showing up. Thanks, Chris, Marion, Blue Guardian, Austin. Hey, why don't I do more weekly live shows where I can talk to you directly? I think that probably might be a good idea. All right. Anyway, I got to run, guys. See you later.